It's reunion time. For people who saw when we both started subbing for Sam, Sam was like, my back hurts, and I don't want a full work week. I have kids, and it's too much, but I have other schemes. What we should do is start a Majority Report Part 2 podcast, and then we could produce that on another feed, but it will be the same, but like Part 2. Anyways, I need a day off. You guys sub for me. Okay, Sam. You would have seen the old M&M Mondays with my friend Matt Binder, who now you can find on the Doomed podcast. And his music, please.
It's time for some game theory.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about. And I don't even mean this flippantly, because you're a guy who tracks the right wing online. And you knew about, people who were like in the alt-right and all these crazy subcultures well before everybody else. And Matt would be over there and be like, hey, did you see this guy? He sells protein shakes and says the Holocaust never happened. And I was like, okay, sure. And then like 3 years later, that guy's like the deputy defense secretary in the Trump administration. And so I'm actually legitimately disturbed. Like, we're setting this up by me saying I'm not a liberal. I'm not a centrist. I have very different politics. So you can do that. But we were actually still...
Breaking news.
We're still banking on the idea that there were people that we were competing against and even viciously fighting against who weren't completely insane. And that at least there was only one major block of American politics that had completely divorced itself from reality. And I don't know whether this is social media or what, but with some of, not all of, but some of the Russia stuff and some of the stuff we're seeing now with Iowa, there is a huge contingent of people who identify with the mainstream of the Democratic Party who are fucking nuts. Matt, what's going on from the Twitter and social media universe with these people? I mean, is that fair?
That is very fair. I mean, what we're seeing basically is that the liberals have basically come up with their own Alex Jones. They have their own InfoWars now.
No charisma.
No charisma, that's right. Alex Jones, so much more talented. I mean, give it up to Alex Jones.
Hometown hero.
So
I'm sorry, could you imagine a liberal Alex Jones? But it would be like this with like NPR delivers like, and folks, I'm telling you, this is the Russians, and they used a unflattering picture of Hillary for the Hulu special. Why? Because that's Russian intelligence. Anyways, I need to go take a nap.
I mean, honestly, how much more entertaining are those guys? I mean, who would you rather watch if you were looking to be entertained? Would you want to hear Malcolm Nance talk about the latest Russia conspiracy? Or do you want Mike Cernovich telling you there's a pedophile ring under a pizza place in D.C.?
Yes.
I know who I prefer.
But what's going on, and what are, like, give me a couple of examples of what we're talking about here, including even with Iowa.
Right. Well, I mean, the biggest conspiracy theorist right now on the left, if you can call it that, the liberals, is Hillary Clinton. Yeah. I mean, she's out there saying how Bernie Sanders didn't do anything for her. That is fake news. Yeah. She's out there saying that Bernie Sanders can't unite the party. That's fake news. She's out there saying, what else is she saying? I don't even know anymore what she's saying. She goes out there all the time.
Harvey Weinstein was misunderstood.
That's also what she's saying.
Jeffrey Epstein had a marvelous mind. I will grant you, some of the girls on the island liked Bernie. I'll give you that. They're always like, can I have my passport back? Do you like Bernie? And I was like, shut up, shut up.
Like, Jeffrey, get your staff under control. Not that one.
Are you sure?
So that's a great one. So Bernie did over 30 events for her.
More than that.
More than that.
I actually put together a video. I posted it on Twitter. I found footage from every single event that Bernie did for Hillary. It's over 40. And there's a list out there that basically details all these events. And I found video from events that weren't even on this list. So, I mean, the guy went over and beyond. I mean, I don't know what else she wanted him to do for her. I mean, really, what else could he have done?
I mean, this would be like you campaigning for patrons for me. I'm just kidding.
Patreon.com/Matt Binder.
Yes, for real. Go. It's a really important show. Doomed.
Thank you. But let's bring up some of these stuff now that we're talking about Bernie.
Wait, can we just real quick? Guess who came in today to try to get on some of this like hating luster, who I legitimately did not remember who he was, and the first thing I thought of was The Wire. Fucking Martin O'Malley? What?
Martin O'Malley.
Dude, I don't know who you are. I vaguely remember police brutality in Baltimore. I don't know anything else.
I mean, I literally know him mostly as the guy in the Vic Berger video taking off his jacket, going, MartinO'Malley.com, MartinO'Malley.com. I mean, please watch that video. It is fantastic.
All right, so more about what are we going to say? Go ahead.
All right, so basically there's a whole conspiracy theory, a whole market for conspiracy theories out there online, basically trafficking in anti-Bernie Sanders bullshit. And you've probably seen some of these people. There's someone named like Mendoza out there this is amazing. This is someone who's got like a few thousand followers, but literally everyone in this room knows who this person is. Like, what is going on here? Like, because she gets retweeted by big accounts. Like,
I just want to be really clear, too, because some people in this room are not, like, super online, and that's great, and I envy you, and I wish.
Woo.
But these narratives, some of them really do get... So there are people that you say, like, oh, like, Wine Dad 39, who fucking, like, is both, like, has some type of very highly bizarre relationship with fetishizing black people and says unintentionally anti-Semitic things about Bernie all the time and loves all of the worst Democrats on earth. Okay, whatever, fuck him. And then Rachel Maddow or somebody is just like, Wine Dad 39. It's an incredibly important point. So these things actually are getting processed through other media that you are aware of, even if you're not wasting time on Twitter, which should be abolished after we take over.
So, I want to run through some of these crazy anti-Bernie Sanders conspiracy theories. You've probably seen this one. It is insane. It is that Bernie Sanders apparently was a deadbeat dad. Because we all know...
Sorry, can't play baseball.
Well, it's a...
Sorry, I won't make the game. There's an anti-nuke protest.
Well, you know his famous policies. I want Medicare for all, I want free college tuition, and I want to make sure that single dads get custody of their children.
Excuse me, you misheard. Not custody and a tax subsidy for not paying child support.
But, it's...
Willow, sorry, I have some bad news. Very important peace protest that Dad's going to need to go to for the next 10 months.
Why is your Bernie Sanders mixed with Hollywood Hulk Hogan?
I don't know how Hulk Hogan sounds, but it sounds like a good hybrid.
Yeah, he's winning.
Let me tell you something, brother. What you gonna do when Bernie Mania runs wild on you?
I do refer to my son as brother, so he does not feel so close to me as a father. Because I am what we call a deadbeat dad. This person put out...
I'm actually afraid of doing the Bernie Sanders Hulk Hogan connection, because the next thing you know, they're going to be saying that there's video of Bernie Sanders out there saying, I watched the Hulk Hogan tape and I loved it. It was great.
He was expressing a working class rage. All right, so in the but this person has, that's the other thing I wanted to hit on in the last couple of minutes, right, was when these people also attack Bernie for okay, he was not a deadbeat dad. That is a lie. He was somebody who was not rich and putting his life together, which fucking repulsive to the electorate.
That's another thing they attack him for, the thing where he didn't have a job until he was 40 years old. Like Bernie Sanders was walking around Vermont, eating whatever he could find on the floor or something. Bernie Sanders, you want to know why the young people connect with Bernie Sanders? You know what Bernie Sanders was doing until he was 40 years old? He was taking part in the gig economy. There was no Uber or Lyft. There was no DoorDash, but Bernie Sanders was doing carpentry. He was out there doing repairs. He was out there teaching at schools, taking any odd job he could. What's the difference between Bernie Sanders doing that and people under the age of 40 today going on Craigslist and taking a gig? I mean, it's the same thing. And those people out there who attack Bernie for doing that are attacking each and every one of you who make a living doing freelance work, every one of you who's out there driving an Uber, who's delivering food. That is what they're attacking. And they're attacking me when I worked at the Majority Report with Sam Cedar because Sam couldn't afford to pay me a salary.
I tricked him. I really could.
That's actually why I take it most personally.
No, but it's absolutely true. No, everything you said is right. And the contempt for Bernie is a proxy for how they hate people who work for a living. That's all it is. In addition to needing to block him. And that was so good and so impassioned, it fucked up my hey man, can I get a quarter? I'm trying to avoid my kid. Trying to buy some used Noam Chomsky books and ditch my family.
Wait, hold on one second.
Do you think, are you trying to Larry King me?
Hey, Cannon? How was the doubleheader? Mookie Betts and David Price? They go into the Dodgers.
Come on, Larry, come on. We're doing a show.
Shut the fuck up, Ruben. I'm on the phone with my son, goddammit. I'm Larry goddamn King. What the fuck's the Ruben Report? It's a podcast. Cannon, you want to do a podcast?
I think Larry would have had a heart attack, but that was the most alpha thing I've ever seen. Matt Binder, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're going to come back on at the end.
Bernie 2020.
Binder.